Good morning, everybody. Today's topic is about two things. The combination of two things, rather. Narcissism and stupidity. You put these two together, it is the worst possible combination on the planet. Okay? It's one thing to be a smart narcissist. At least that way, you don't... at least that way, people don't like you, but you're smart enough to not create unnecessary problems for yourself or others. When you're a stupid narcissist, you tend to piss the wrong people off, and you tend to not think of anything but yourself at all. Like, when you're a narcissist, you choose. Like, if you're a smart narcissist, you're going to choose. Like, do I want to throw them under the bus, or do I want to throw myself? And I'll throw them under the bus. So you get to choose that. See, a stupid narcissist doesn't think like that. A stupid narcissist doesn't think. There's a period at the end of that sentence, too. So, when you put the combination of both, you cross lines that you don't even know you're crossing. And it's not even... The problem is that society... I'm going to get some light here for a second. It's too dark. Okay, the problem is that society encourages stupid narcissists. Okay, one way to not be a narcissist. This is one of my best tips here. This is a tip I've told many people, and it seems to work for most people, is if you want to stop being a narcissist, and you're smart enough to know you're a narcissist, which we all are at some degree. Some degree is socially acceptable, some degree is not, depending on how far you go along the trail. I've never met a true altruist in my life. I'm sure there's some of you out there that believe there's true altruist, but I certainly don't. So, if you do know of one, let me know. I believe that every person who has achieved great things in humility has accepted that they do have an ego and accepted that there is a hint of narcissism there. They just know how to work around it. Unless you're some guy hiding in the mountains and whatever else, and you really truly do care about the humankind or whatever constitutes a non-narcissist in the mind of you all. But I'm getting on a tangent here. Let me get back to the point. So, when you take the combination of those two things, and how society encourages both. Society encourages narcissism. It encourages narcissism in a multitude of ways. One of the ways it encourages narcissism is by... You know what? Let me go back to the other point here, which was, if you want to stop being a narcissist, and your point, and your very purpose, and you're smart enough to know you're a narcissist, the way to do it is put yourself in the other person's shoes. Not mentally, but actually do it. So, if you're a spoiled teenage kid and you have a lot of mama drama or daddy drama or whatever the issue is, or you're spoiled and you know you're spoiled, which no teenager's going to watch this video for more than 2.2 seconds because you guys have zero attention span. But if you know anybody, get them in your shoes. That's the best way to do it. So, if you are in the shoes of the person, you'll start understanding how they feel. And when you understand how other people feel, you'll stop doing the stupid shit you do on a daily basis. It's that simple. But you got to put yourself in those shoes. I have so many kids these days. So many kids that... Not my kids, but so many kids I know. I'm talking 25 and younger. They're total narcissists. And I don't even know if they recognize it. I think that they think that they're selfish or selfless, and they think that they're helpful and good people. They all say they're good people. They're all cliches. I've heard all the damn cliches. I'm a good person, and I don't deserve this, which is true. You don't deserve any negative thing that happens to you, but it's the way it is. Things happen. But they think that they're flawless when it comes to selfishness. They think they don't have any. I've always admitted that I've got a lot of narcissism, but I think that's a step that's helped me grow past all my peers and perform better than my peers because, and I say better, that's subjective, I know, but I tend to outdo them on most things when it comes to matters of altruism. Not that I'm an altruist. I'm not. In fact, I'm probably furthest away from altruist I could possibly imagine. I wish I was. but I'm honest with myself, which was the key that I got taught very early in life, was always be honest with yourself. Always. There's no exception to that. You can lie to anybody. You can lie to me, you can lie to your friends, you can lie to your parents, but if you're not honest with yourself, you are going nowhere. Zero. I don't care if you lie to me. You can lie to me all you want. You can tell me this, and this. But if you lie to yourself, you'll never be able to grow. So, society encourages this level of narcissism through things that don't put people in other people's shoes, such as these equal opportunity bull crap that's going on right now. And I say equal opportunity, I don't mean employers. Every race deserves the same equal opportunity. I'm talking about the crap that's overboard. I'm talking about the crap that is unfair for the other people. It can be gender, it can be minorities, it can be, disability, it can be a number of things. But if you are this, then you get X, 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 Y, 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 Z, 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 Z. Oh, but if you're just a white guy, you get nothing. Nothing. What did I do to deserve nothing? But everybody else gets all this other crap. Now, I'm not saying I deserve that other crap. I'm saying we all should start from the same starting point. Like any race, any sprint, there should be a same starting point. It teaches us how to empathize with other people. And that's where the problem is. See, I believe in that same starting point. I don't believe in the way it was either, which was, let's say the whites deserve everything and the blacks deserve nothing. I don't believe in that either. I don't believe in that. I believe everybody should have voting rights. I should believe everybody should have equal opportunity. Yes, racism does exist. Yes, we need to find a better way to counteract it. But what I'm saying is we all need to start from the same starting point so we can learn to empathize with each other. That is the biggest problem that I see going on right now, is that we are losing empathy as a society and we're becoming so narcissistic. One of the things that stresses me out and why I hate this, always people have asked, what is with the selfies? And I'm not talking about, I've always asked people, I'm not talking about, taking a picture with your friend and then you're having a good vacation. I'm talking about mirror shots. I'm talking about endless Snapchats of yourself. I have always looked outside. And I said, you know what? It's a beautiful day. There's a beautiful world out there. What the hell are you doing taking so many pictures of yourself? That is what confuses me about people. That is what stresses me out. When I see selfies, it's like symbolic. It's not that I hate the selfie. It's not that I hate the kissy face or whatever you guys call it, fish face or whatever stupid thing it's called. It really is boiled down to narcissism. And I'm not saying everybody who takes a selfie is narcissistic. I'm not generalizing like that. I'm saying it's, if you choose to participate in posting or publicizing a selfie shot, then you are going to be perceived as a narcissist by a multitude of people, especially me. Not that you care about my opinion, but you are going to be perceived that way. And the truth is not what truth really is. The truth is what the perception of people is. That is the first rule in business. It's not the reality of your product. It is the perception of your product that actually is going to work or not work. You can have the greatest product in the world, but if your marketing campaign sucks, you are going nowhere because your product has zero perception. Example, Apple, the greatest company in the world, and I mean that in net worth, okay? I don't mean that because they're the greatest and all, y'all guys can argue with all you want. What you can't argue is they're worth the most out of any company in the world. So Apple has a brand, just like you have a brand as an individual. And Apple's brand, anything Apple puts out in the market, it's generally perceived as it's going to work. Right? Okay. Even if the product, we don't even know anything about the product. Apple came out with the Apple Watch, but before it did, we knew it was going to work. Because their brand, their brand is strong. So what is your brand? When it comes to social media or it comes to whatever, what is your personal brand? And what are you showing to the world? That's what are you putting on to the world? What is the world seeing about you? Yeah, I know, I've heard all the stupid arguments. Oh, I don't care what people think. You know what? That's fine if you don't care what people think. I don't care what you think about people thinking, truthfully. What I do care about is you making other people's lives miserable. How does narcissism relate to that is a good question. Okay? Narcissism relates to that because naturally, if you're a narcissist, you are going to step on people to move up in the world. So yes, I do care about what people think. And ultimately, narcissism is a roads to nowhere. And it doesn't mean I'm not a narcissist. I just think there's a socially acceptable level of narcissism. And that line is going further and further down. Okay? I mean, it's further up. We're permitting people to behave a certain way in New Age society. People are behaving a new way, and it's okay. Why isn't anybody fighting anymore? Why isn't anybody saying anything anymore? Why isn't anybody doing anything anymore about it? Okay? Why are we, Generation Y and Generation X, as parents, allowing our kids to behave in this manner? Okay, that's why are we allowing it? Stop trying to be your friend to your kid. To stop trying to be the friend to your kid. You are a parent. It's like management. You've got to manage your kid. You've got to steer your kid in the right direction. You cannot control your kid. Your kid is going to do what they're going to do. But you have to manage it. Just like a business system. Oh, don't look at kids like business system. That's so selfish and so heartless. Oh, I don't care. Okay? It's the same principle. Different set of skills. Society also encourages stupidity. Stupidity is another problem with society. And I'm not saying that stupidity as in you don't know math. I'm saying stupid as in no common sense. And school encourages this. Our education encourages this. We can pass tests. But see, here's the lack of common sense. I'm going to study for this assignment. And then I'm going to forget this material. What in the hell is the point of that? Like, honestly, are you looking to get a piece of paper so you can work at a job and just make money for the rest of your life and be incompetent? I've said this in another video. Competition is tough out there. You have to make yourself competitive if you want to succeed in anything. You can't possibly think that if you don't learn what you're being taught, at least a fraction of it, that you're actually going to succeed. How do you expect to surpass your competition? How do you expect to get in a competition? I'm not even talking about a place of work. I'm talking about in a job interview. Say this company you want to work for is interviewing 100 people. How are you going to win? Oh, your charming personality? Business is business. Okay? Business is business, and people want the best players. Any successful business is going to want the best players. That means you know your crap, and you have a charming personality. So school, now part of it's our fault. We take the easy route in school. This is where discipline comes in. That's a different topic, but discipline comes into this. The other part of it is, I'm not saying you need to get good grades. I'm saying you need to learn the material. It doesn't matter if you get good grades or not, honestly. Nobody gives a shit about your GPA. Honestly, the school will reward you and recommend you and give you all kinds of accommodations and honors and whatever other crap. And your first employer may care, but honestly, at the end of the day, it's about experience. What can you do? Because I'm telling you, if you can say, I grew a company from 0 to 5 million in revenue in 1 year, and it was a 2-man team, that's going to look better on your resume than a GPA of 4.0 and I don't know shit. That, I'm telling you right on. GPA is contingent on your dedication and discipline to school. It is not contingent on what you know or your intelligence. So I don't like how school and people naturally want to know your GPA to gauge your level of intelligence. I talk about introverted thinking. And introverted thinking, they're not going to naturally get good GPAs unless they commit to it. But naturally, they're not going to commit to it. They see the education system as flawed, and it's pointless, and it's irrelevant, and it's boring, and they're 100% correct. It is. Now, see, I'm naturally dedicated to school. I'm competitive in an external environment. Introverted thinkers typically don't give a shit about being competitive. And they don't give a shit about being competitive in something that's pointless. Why I'm competitive in it? It's just who I am. I accept it. I'm competitive. And that's the way it is. So I'm not saying grades matter. They don't. What does matter is learning. We have set up an education system that does not encourage learning. It encourages striving for a piece of paper. The gratification after a 4-year journey of absolutely learning nothing. That is amazing. And even to think about this, you've got narcissists by the dozens, by the hundreds, by the thousands flooding into the public universities, getting dumber and dumber, learning nothing. What the hell is going on with our society? What the hell is going to happen in the next 5 years, 10 years? What about when Generation Z, which is the I generation, starts walking into political offices? What the hell are we going to do then? Do you really want these 15-year-old kids running the government when we're when we're in our 50s and 60s? Do you want these kids running the government? I don't think there's going to be a government if we keep going the course we're going. We've got to change shit, and it all starts with you as an individual. And that is where I can't stand the combination of both these things. Both of these things. You can be one or you can be the other, but do your damn best not to be both. Pick one. If you think you're stupid, go be an excellent narcissist and go learn or whatever you want to do. I don't care. Just pick one. Get smart. If you think you're stupid, I'm telling you, it boils down to one thing: work ethic. And that is what society's missing, is work ethic. When you commit to something, you finish it. Bottom line. There's no, I tried that and no. Cut that crap out. Finish it. Commit to something. Yes, I'm scolding everything that's a commitment. That means relationships. Oh, here's where I'm going to catch some serious flack. When you give somebody the word, I'm going to be exclusive with you in any way, shape, or variation, like you want to be my girlfriend or whatever the hell you say it, how you say it, I want to make this a real thing or whatever your wordage for this is. If you cheat, you're a piece of shit. Period. Okay? That's bottom line. What you need to do is, if you feel the urge to cheat, okay, that's normal. But you need to question why you feel the urge. And then you need to step back and say, is this relationship fulfilling my needs or not? Okay? Now, I'm going to take back something I just said. You're not only just a piece of shit. You're a piece of shit for a period of time. You have a chance to change yourself, but you have to want to. That's the thing. Most of you people who commit to things don't finish it. Don't commit to it. Don't make it a commitment. And that's where the problem is. Committing. Work ethic. The answer to everything is work ethic. It's the bottom line. Why are we living in a society where we are the entitlement society? As in, I deserve for you to love me. Why? I don't deserve shit. Okay? I have to respect you enough and treat you well enough to where you want to love me. Okay? Now, wanting doesn't mean you will, but you want to. It's no longer a chore to have to. Okay? It is about respect. Men and women. This is another thing. Men and women. Man, typically, not always, typically wants one thing. Respect. More than anything. A man, the biggest compliment you can give a man, as a woman, is, I respect you. I don't think there's anything else more that a man really wants. I really don't. I don't even give a shit if me personally, I don't give a shit if anybody loves me. I want respect. Okay? I don't give a crap if people like me. I just want my views and my perspective, my drive, me who as a person, to be respected. Okay? Doesn't mean you have to agree, because you don't. It's about respect. Which brings me back to class. Elegance. The finest thing of social interaction. Those days are over. And it's sad. What happened to class? What happened to it? There's the people out there who still have it. But it's rare. Now, if you have class, you're a freak. Or you're too stuck up. Or you're snooty. Or whatever society deems you as. But the truth is, if society's deeming you something, then you're the right damn person. If society is labeling you something negative, you're doing the right thing. That's the reality of it. It's that bad where whatever society says, do the opposite, because then you're right. That's when you know for a fact you're on the right track. And it's sad, because why does we have to go contrary to where we live? Why do we have to be opposed to our world? Why can't we just stand up and fight it? Why can't we just change things? Why can't we bond together? Why can't we create relationships with people, meaningful, lasting relationships? Women, if I understand correctly, all you want is to be loved. Men, respect. Women, love. Now, at the bottom level, that is. One thing that pisses me off, that I can't help but laugh when I hear this crap, is when someone says, I love you, and you don't say anything back, they get pissed off. See, it's okay to be hurt if someone doesn't say it back. I get that. But why the hell are you getting mad? Like you deserve that. Okay? Nothing you can do will ever deserve someone's love. It is a choice we make. And as the fire and flame and infatuation phases down, it becomes more of a choice. Every single day, it's a choice. Okay? Yeah, you feel it. Sure, I'm in love, quote unquote, right? Not me personally, but in love. Okay? But you choose to extinguish it or embellish it. You make a choice. And the choice is entirely a daily, hourly, minute thing. From every action you do, you love or not. Ultimately, this boils down into a very important lesson, which is love and narcissism are mutually exclusive. Love can break narcissism, I believe. So many people would disagree on me with this. I don't know if I want to go here, but I'm going to do it anyway because I don't really care if people disagree. I say mutually exclusive. I meant polar. I should have meant polar because honestly, they need to be polar. The more you love, the less narcissistic you get. It can be loving anything. It can be loving a dog. But the more you love your dog, you can't be high in narcissism. I don't think everybody's going to ever attain full love. I think that's godly in itself. It's Herculean to be able to knock narcissism out completely. But I do believe love and narcissism are opposites. They run on a polarity scale. So, you make a choice. You take a selfie, you're moving further and further away from feeling loved. I think that's, or feeling in love with somebody, or truly loving somebody. I don't think you can. Oh, I'm going to hear the flack. I'm going to catch the flack for this one. But I'm being serious here. I really am. I don't think you can. Real love. I'm talking about real, stone cold, unbreakable, unconditional love. So if I tell somebody, I love you, right? If I tell somebody that, I legitimately say, I love you. You know what that means? It means I don't think about myself above you at all. Okay? That's what that means. That is the anti-narcissism in itself. That is the anti-narcissism. That is true love. So when I hear someone say, I love you, and then someone doesn't reciprocate that, and they get pissed off, why are my needs now more important than yours? Why am I mad because you didn't say I love you back? Why am I upset? Why? because I'm thinking about my needs again, not your needs. What do you need me to do to open up an environment where it is easier to want to love me? Why can't we think like this? Why can't we choose to live in a manner where we respect each other and each other's differences? A lot of you are not going to agree with me, but just hear me out. Even if you don't agree, we can respect our viewpoints. I have a lot of people just like to comment on these videos, and they like to argue about some of my points. And I love it. I think it's insightful. I think some of the people have great feedback. And then I love the people who give me great feedback and they agree with my points. I love differing perspectives. Why? Because as I get older, I get unattached to my viewpoints when there's a better one coming across. The one thing I will not change is my religious beliefs, quote unquote. And I'm not a religious person, I'm a spiritual person, but I will not change them because it's rooted in faith. There's no logical means, rhyme, or reason for it. Faith is not logic. I guess you could try to make it logical. I don't even care to. Other than that, I'm willing to change as long as there is a very strong differing viewpoint which makes perfect sense to me. It's going to be hard on some cases, but ultimately, I think that we need to really make a change in ourselves. I think we need to start working on who we are and stop criticizing everyone else's viewpoints. I think if you get enough people that can represent a certain standpoint, you can institute change, as long as you don't get emotional in the discussion. Emotions will bring out other emotions. And sometimes we need to use emotions to move people. But I hate watching. The case in point of this entire video, the narcissism and the stupidity. These two things are corrupting our society on a minute by minute by minute basis. They're corrupting everything. Everything we do. Everything we do. Okay? I believe some people should have advantages. I said that everybody should have the same starting point. That's kind of a blanket statement to specify. I think that some people have already started and they need a little boost. I get that. But you have to have already started. I want to correct that statement while I'm here. And as for the other part of this is I want to make sure that we know that human relationships are real. They're real with people. And they're people who have real lives. I'm never going to get along with everybody. I'm going to do my best. I want to understand you as a person. I want to connect to you. I want to know your life story. I want to know what made you you. I'm a curious person by nature. I'm curious because the world is just open. So many things. Now, I'm still an ENTJ by MBTI typology, which means that once I fixate, I'm going after it. Okay? So, we've got to make sure that it starts with us. The change starts here. And the first step is taking responsibility. Being responsible for what you are responsible for. Not responsible for everything. Just what you're responsible for. And that may require you writing a list. That may require you hanging around reading for a while. Reading some books. I've got tons of books. And I think books expand my brain. Because honestly, we're all born stupid. I don't care what anybody says. Okay? We are all born idiots. We can stay idiots. We're going to stay idiots because there's not much to know. And generally, as you get older, you realize how much you know and you start feeling dumber. Like, I honestly feel like I'm losing brain cells as I get older. And like, I got some degenerative brain disorder. Because when I was a kid, everybody thought I was brilliant. Now if someone thinks I'm brilliant, I am almost insulted. That's one for the books. I just don't. I think it's such a it's so out there to me to be brilliant that I don't know. So we need to change that. We need to change the way that we're doing things here. We need to change who we are, not who we are in the core, but just what way we're acting with people, interacting with people. Consider other people's feelings, put ourselves in other people's shoes. And I'm not the best at this feeling thing, but I know what we need to do, and we need to start. And I'm working on my areas of weakness because I'm aware of them. That's where that stupidity comes in. The combination of the stupidity and narcissism, disaster, equals disaster. Okay, so make sure that you have the work ethic to overcome either one, but you can. You can. I don't think you can change a lot of your hardwiring, but I certainly think that you can change your software. You can upgrade. You can be the best person you can be. You can have class. That's the end of this video. I can keep going, but I'm not. It's 30 minutes long.